All right, welcome back to ABA exam review and the continuation of our RBT practice question series. We're going through another set of questions together and breaking them down. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're turning, welcome back. Please like and subscribe. Check out btexamreview.com for all of our study materials, including our combo pack. When you pass your exam, let us know so we can include you in the Sunday shout out. Work hard, study hard. Let's get going. A software company is training employees to use a new complex program. To make learning easier, the training team breaks down the process into smaller, manageable steps, such as opening the program, entering data, and running reports, teaching each step in sequence until the employees master the full task. What technique is being used to break down the process? Let's be careful here, right? Because it is a very straightforward question. Clearly, we have a task analysis, task chaining question. The difficulty comes in identifying, is the question asking about the task analysis or the task chain? Because the difference is the task analysis is when the process or the behavior is actually broken down. When we create these steps, that is the task analysis. When we teach the steps, such as teaching in sequence, that is the task chain. So when the question says or asks, what technique is being used to break down the process, we know the question wants to know about A, task analysis. Now let's read all of our answer choices. B, chaining. Chaining would be the teaching part. Forward chaining, backward chaining, total task chaining. We chain, or when we teach, we use chaining to teach those steps in sequence. C, conditioning. Conditioning typically occurs when we're trying to either condition behavior or condition stimuli. So we're not discussing conditioning here. And then discrete trial training. We didn't talk about DTT. We didn't talk about discrete trials. All that was discussed was the task analysis, which was the breaking down of the process, and the chaining, which was the teaching. The question wants to know about breaking down the process. Therefore, our answer is A, task analysis. A therapist is working with a client who frequently engages in hand flapping during quiet activities, which interferes with the client's ability to complete tasks. The therapist decides to reinforce the client for keeping their hands folded in their lap while engaging in these activities. Which of the following best describes the primary behavioral strategy being used? All right, another strategy question. What do we know so far? When you get a strategy question, you want to ask yourself, what do we know? We know the therapist is working with the client. The behavior is hand flapping and it's interfering with tasks. So what does the therapist do? In response, they reinforce keeping hands folded in lap while engaging in activities. Now, immediately, when we have a differential reinforcement question where we're reinforcing a new behavior, putting old behavior on extinction, we want to ask ourselves, are we teaching an alternative behavior or are we teaching a replacement behavior? If we are, we know it's not going to be a differential reinforcement of other behaviors because the only differential reinforcements that teach a new behavior are incompatible and alternative. In this case, we are teaching a new behavior, which is keeping hands folded in lap. So the next question becomes, can that new behavior happen at the same time as the old behavior? Can keeping hands folded in lap happen if their hands are flapping? No. That makes these behaviors incompatible. So if we look at A, differential reinforcement of incompatible behaviors, that's what we're looking for. Again, we're reading all of our answer choices every time. B, differential reinforcement of alternative behaviors. It is an alternative behavior, right? But since it's incompatible, we've got to go with the more specific, precise answer. C, differential reinforcement of other behaviors. C, the DRO, reinforces when a behavior doesn't happen and it doesn't teach a new behavior. So the answer we're looking for is differential reinforcement of incompatible behaviors. A researcher wants to learn if the color of an object affects how often someone will choose that object. The researcher lines up 5 objects of different colors and has the first participant choose any object. The remaining unchosen objects are then taken away and objects with different colors are added to the array. What does this resemble? All right, so we have some sort of assessment, right? The researcher wants to know, hey, does the color affect how often someone is choosing something? And this question is a good indication that you're not always going to get very clinical questions, right? This question's a little more outside the box, but we have to apply what we know about ABA in our terminology to this question. So let's just draw it out. If we have 5 objects and just assume they're all different colors, and this is the objects that is chosen, right? So we have 5 objects and we choose an object. What happens with these other objects? Well, they're taken away and replaced by something different, while the other one remains. Now, what does that resemble? Some sort of preference assessment. Does it resemble a forced choice assessment? With a forced choice assessment, you're presenting 2 items at a time and making them choose. Now, with the preference assessment question, you want to ask yourself, how many items are we looking at once? If it's 1, it's likely a single choice. If it's 2, it's likely a forced choice or paired choice. If it's more than 2, 3 or more, it's likely going to be a multiple stimulus. So really, we have to decide between a multiple stimulus with replacement and without. Well, just ask yourself, did you replace anything? And we did. We replaced the objects that weren't chosen with new objects. So B looks like our answer. It's not going to be C, because if it was C, the chosen item isn't replaced. And then D, free operant. Free operant is when we're just observing, right? It's much more naturalistic. This is very contrived. Our answer we're looking for is a multiple stimulus with replacement. We are replacing items in the array. Luna used to take breaks at work that exceeded her allotted break time. After several interventions, including extinction, Luna stopped taking extra long breaks. 3 months later, Luna took an unexpected extra long break, which caused her boss to become very upset. What would you attribute the cause of the break to? All right, why did the break happen? We're looking for the cause of the break. And remember, we're looking for some terminology from our task list. Okay, so Luna used to take breaks at work, but through extinction, Luna stopped taking these breaks. So extinction was effective. We are in a post-extinction time period, and that's important, right? Because if extinction has already occurred, we know the answer can't be extinction, and we know the answer can't be an extinction burst, because extinction's already happened, it's already been effective. So it really leaves us with one answer as to why all of a sudden the behavior came back. And if we look at A, spontaneous recovery, it's going to be our answer. Spontaneous recovery occurs after extinction has taken place, after extinction has been effective, and it's when the behavior suddenly reemerges or reappears out of nowhere. B, extinction burst. It can't be an extinction burst because extinction is over. Extinction bursts happen during extinction. Escape, well, we don't know the function, right? So we can't assume it's escape. I'm not sure what the function is. And then D, resurgence. Resurgence is an ABA term, but not one you need to know as a technician. So what you're looking for here is A, spontaneous recovery. Fluency is very important in this question. If you're not fluent, D might seem appealing. And if you're not sure, C might seem appealing. But the very clear answer is A, spontaneous recovery. You, a behavior technician, are tasked with improving a client's reading fluency through an intervention designed by your analyst. If the intervention is effective and you were to graph the reading fluency data, what type of trend would you want to see? When we talk about trends, we have different types of trends, right? We can have an increasing trend, we can have a decreasing trend, and then we can have no trend. So if we are trying to improve reading fluency and our intervention is effective, what would we want our trend to do? Would we want our behavior to go up, go down, or do nothing? We obviously don't want it to do nothing, and we don't want the behavior to decrease. So what we want to see is A, an increasing trend. B, a decreasing trend would imply the behavior is going down. Remember, this is a skill acquisition goal. We want that behavior to improve. And then no trend would mean nothing was effective. Nothing changed. So our answer is A. Yes, a lot of these questions, the answer was A. Don't make the silly mistake of thinking, well, I've chosen A 3 times in a row. It can't be that again. That doesn't apply to any exam, right? Pick the best answer, pick the right answer, move on. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you aren't already. We really appreciate it. Check out btexamreview.com for all of our study materials. When you pass your exam, let us know so we can include you in the Sunday shout out. Work hard, study hard. See you soon.